ZedRunner here. A little while ago I promised a tyre review, and I've got some thoughts now on the new front tyre we had fitted, which is a Bridgestone Battlax Hypersport S22, and it is a 120/70 ZR17 fitment. This is 2 generations better than the tyre that came on the bike. An S20 came on the bike, which we wore out. We did over 5,000 miles on that and wiped it out. The bike itself, and certainly on the older 2015 model, it suffered with it a lot more. This one's a lot less. I had the suspension set up for me, for my weight as well, so that helps. But when the tyre wears on the Z, it might be a characteristic of the S20 in particular, the compliance of the tyre, the way the tyre structure moves. But when the tyre wears, especially if you do a lot of commuting like I've done, and it flattens off, you get feathered areas, the steering gets really unpleasant. The bike heavily tracks and follows ruts in the road. And as the tyre wears more, that gets worse. When I first had the bike, better than the 2015 model in the sense that the steering wouldn't weight up on slow corners, small roundabouts or something like that. You tip it in. The bars on the old black 2015 one, which was gorgeous, but on a slow corner you tip it in and the bars would weight in and try and tip into the corner even further, and at mid speeds that gave a really uncomfortable sensation of the front end trying to wash out. This is the 2018 model and significantly improved in terms of the handling from my perspective out of the crate. It was way better than the 2015 model, so the bar weighting up issue that I just talked about didn't really seem to be there. However, one thing is interesting: when it's cold, particularly first thing in the morning if I was commuting off to work, the oil in the forks would be really cold as well, and that would change the characteristics of the way the front fork works, and that would introduce a bit more on slow speed corners until the fork worked a lot more and the oil's warmed up. But that would seem to introduce this bar tipping in weighting issue more, and especially on the older 2015 bike. So what's happened now is we've killed the old tyre, worn it out completely, and we fitted the new Bridgestone S22 Hypersport tyre. It's all scratched in now nicely. We've done best part of 700 miles on it now, and what I've found is a significant improvement in the steering feel of the bike. The transition from vertical to tipping into moderate to medium corners, this part is really smooth, really stable. It doesn't seem to want to throw you off of line at all. It doesn't follow ruts as much as it might have done. But when you're starting to get further over on the tyre, you can start, there's like a tingle sensation you can feel through the bars. You can actually feel the tyre gripping on the road more than the old S20. It's a genuine sensation, you can feel that. The bike then sets and holds at that angle, doesn't want to move, there's no effort on the bars. On the previous S20 I used to have to put counter steering in to get the bike to stay over, and there's a lot of force on the bars needed, and actually you don't realise how fatiguing it is on your shoulders, and generally it's actually more tiring to ride. The S22 doesn't give me that sensation at all, and the kind of riding I've done since I've had the bike fitted with the new tyre, I've done some commuting. That's 54 miles each direction in heavy traffic on 3 lanes of motorway, freeway, highway, wherever you are. So I'm sort of snaking through those. Some higher speed country roads as well. But we've also done, if you've watched any of our other videos, our motorcycle tour around Normandy for the D-Day celebrations. And that's 2 up, fully loaded panniers, and about 400 miles all told. And in some of the most vile conditions, heavy rain, torrential rain, massively strong winds, 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. It was just awful on some of the days. This tyre gave me a lot more confidence than I was expecting in the wet, and on roundabouts that were covered in muddy water as well. It did really well. And what's interesting is that as the roads dried out and you get your speed gets going a bit more, that confidence instantly comes back. You're not worried that the front end's going to wash out at all. It'll be interesting to see how that sensation fares as the tyre wears when we get 2, 3, 4, 5,000 miles on there. Let's hope it lasts as long as the old S20 did. But from my point of view, riding this bike now with the S22 is a transformation. It's incredible. Much less fatigued. I thoroughly enjoy the riding more now. We've been out on a sporty ride with some friends. I was 2 up, but even still, we're chucking the bike into corners. It holds nice and firm on its line. It doesn't want to wash, the front doesn't feel like it's going to wash out. I've got that sensation of traction and grip in the front end, which is superb. All in all, it's a great tyre. I'm really impressed. Let's see how it wears. Let's see if the centre section flattens off too quickly, and we'll see if there's any kind of a return to this tracking issue that we get as the older tyre wore out. That certainly came on. But now, as it stands, I would give the S22 my wholehearted recommendation. It's fantastic. If you're thinking about getting it and you've got a Z1000SX, it's come with Bridgestones from the factory. If you've not worn out your rear tyre, I personally would absolutely recommend the S22 front. I will be putting an S22 on the rear when I wear that one out, so I'll be front to rear matched, which I quite like. Yeah, it's fantastic. So if you're looking for a new tyre, Bridgestone S22 hits the mark for me. Thanks for watching another ZedRunner video. Hope you liked it. Going to be more technical reviews coming up with fitting a few accessories to the bike over time. But also we're going to be out on the road with a few friends that want to meet up with us, riding around the UK and possibly into Europe next year, which would be really cool. A run around the Alps would be fantastic. Really stretch the legs of the Z. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you soon.